Yes, everyone, welcome back to Don't Starve. We are back here for video number 3 in this Don't Starve playthrough series, and yeah, it's actually been quite a while since I played any Don't Starve. Certainly, well, no, let me rephrase that. It's been a while since I played on this particular Don't Starve. I actually have another one going, an offline one that I've not been recording, which is up to 51 days now, so I've learned an awful lot since I was last here, so I'm not quite the novice that I was at the end of video number 2. So I have a few little extra things to do, and we're actually in pretty good shape. We've found Beefalo, we're right next to them, we've started to set up a base camp, we even have a chest on the go here to store stuffs. But I have discovered a few things that I was not aware of before, one of which are the hounds, so they're not going to surprise me. So anyone who was expecting a nice surprise, me getting caught out by random hound attacks, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. I know of them now, I know exactly what's going to happen, and I know how to deal with them. So the fact that we're here with a fairly decently sized Beefalo herd is actually pretty good, because the Beefalo herd I've got in my other playthrough, my non-recorded one, is it's only a few Beefalo, and I've ended up losing them all. So when I get my next wolf attack, I am going to be in a spot of bother, because I now don't have any Beefalo. But for anyone who doesn't have a clue how to deal with them, we'll get to that very shortly. Okay, so I also need to fertilise all of this lot, which when I started this playthrough, I actually didn't realise that you have to fertilise grass before it starts to grow. Okay, so now I've confessed to knowing what the hell's going on here, let us get going. And we're going to start by gathering up some manure. I have 4 Beefalo here. Is it 4? I think I've got 4. And something else what I have learned from my other playthrough is food becomes very difficult. Very quickly. In fact, I'm kind of just sort of picking up. That is starting to turn, but it will help us with our hunger. And same with these carrots. Let's just get our hunger up to the top. There we go. I need lots of grass. I've actually got quite a bit. We're going to have to start planning for the winter, which is something else I was totally unaware of. Was what happened. Oh, touchstone. Please tell me I've not. Yes, I didn't think I'd been up here. Touchstones, in case you don't know, resurrection. If we die now, that will restore us. It will revive us. So we will respawn at that touchstone, which is conveniently not very far from where we've set our base camp up. So we've done quite well there. I'm going to make some traps. We need to prepare for the winter, and we need to get into a routine of catching the little animals. So we're going to have to, unfortunately, start catching the rabbits, because we're going to need those. Excuse me, I'm a little bit choked up tonight for some reason. So we're going to have to start catching some rabbits, which is what's going to help us get through the winter. Without that, we are going to really struggle. So, is that the nearest rabbit hole? I think it is, isn't it? They're a fair distance away. Okay, that's fine. We'll go back there. Oh no, there's another rabbit up there, which suggests another rabbit hole. I tend to, this is the tactic I've started developing in my other game, is that I do tend to try and put the traps on rabbit holes that are quite close together. So it just makes life a little bit easier, or at least are in a line. So it just makes life a little bit easier when it comes to collecting the contents of said traps. So I'm going to make 2 more. So that will give me a total of 5. So I can pop one there. I'm going to pop the one there. And we're going to collect a load more grass. So we're going to need that. I'm not going to bother too much about relocating grass and saplings into my base just yet, because something else I've learned is we need to start thinking about building some walls around our base. That's something that helps us with the attacks, the hound attacks. We can contain things a little bit by having some walls. In fact, I'm now starting to realise, which I don't think I did when I filmed the second video in this series, how good a spot I'm in. I'm quite close to Beefalo, I've got lots of grass, I've got rabbit holes, I've got a wormhole so I can explore a little bit wider a little bit later. Have I got a pickaxe? Because I need some rocks. Yeah, we'll have this rock while we're up here. Keeping an eye on the clock. That's one thing I have had a little bit of a habit of doing, is losing track of time and ending up in the dark. I've also learnt keep an emergency torch. Oh. Oh no, don't make an axe. Ah, yeah, that's another habit I've developed. Clicking buttons too quick. I end up doing silly things. Right, let me get myself back to my base before it goes dark. Okay, so I'm back at my base. I'm going through the night, and something else I've learnt there is I've actually got two little herds of beefalo. I've actually got one 4 beefalo herd, and I have a 2 beefalo herd up at the top. So let's eat these carrots because they are starting to go. I don't want to waste them. Sanity is dropping as well. I've also learnt how to better control sanity, so that's something else we're going to try and keep on top of. Let's get rid of some of the stuff that I'm carrying that I don't need to be walking around with. So let's store the nitra, and what we're going to do with that just yet. I'm going to hang on to flint. I'm going to store the gold, because I don't really need to be carrying it around. We've got rocks. We've got seeds which I can eat. That's not a problem. Okay, awesome. So, down the side of here, we need to do a little bit of refinement. We need cut stone. Ting, there we go, so we've got it. And we need to have a look at walls. Now, the next thing I need to check is, yes, we need an alchemy engine. So, I need some logs and I need some gold that I already have. That's for a science machine, sorry. I need 2 electrical doodads, which involve gold and cut stone. I need cut stone and I need boards. So I need to go and get some logs and some stone because I've already got the gold. So that's my challenge now. So let's go and get some logs and some stone. Oh, and some petals, because I need to sort my garland out. Let me just check on my map. Yes, because I did my tactic of going around the edges. So we've kind of done that. So I need rocks and I need logs. And I think I can get most of that fairly nearby. So let's come out of the map. I've got logs over here. So did I plant those? I think I did, didn't I? They look a little bit too... It's been a while, and they look a little bit too neat to have been to be there randomly, so I assume I planted those. I've got some more rabbits down here. I need to go and check my traps, of course, as well, see if I've caught any. These are actually a little bit nearer, so I might put my traps down here, rather than where I ended up putting them before. So let's gather some more rocks. Need as many of those as I can possibly get. Just checking on the map. I'll grab some of those trees as logs when I come back. So what I basically want to do at the moment is make the alchemy engine, which will let me prototype stone walls, and then I can start thinking about building some stone walls around my kind of main part of my base. That's kind of where I am, where my fire pit is, where my alchemy engine, where my science machine are. So that bit's fairly well protected. The rest of it, I'm not too bothered about. We can put hay walls around that if we really want to protect it, make it look neat and tidy. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to gather some trees and I'm going to make my way back. So I shall see you all up there very shortly. Okay, so as I make my way back to my base, I've just been and checked on my traps and I've caught 4 rabbits, which is pretty cool. Right now I'm just going to be using those for food. At some point we can build rabbit hutches and things like that, but right now we're just using them for food. So let's chuck some of these logs back on this here fire, which will be 4 on there. And I'm afraid I'm now going to have to murder the rabbits, which is a little bit mean, but unfortunately, it's what we gotta do to not starve. So at the moment, they're going to produce morsels. Right now, the best thing for us to do is to cook them. But what we really want to do is be building some drying racks so we can make jerky, or small jerky as it actually is from these. So that is my ultimate goal. For some, now, does anybody know what that is? Does anybody know what the green hazy thing is around the edge of the screen there? Because I don't. I genuinely don't know. I really don't know what it means. And I'm slightly concerned by that, because I really should. Okay, so let's grab out of my chest here. I'm going to do my research and try and figure out what that actually means. I'm going to take all of my gold, and we're now going to have to do a little bit of work. So we need to make some cut stone. Now I think we need to turn all of this into cut stone. So let's do that. We're going to need some boards as well. Can't remember how many it said we needed. That'll do for now. And we're going to go up and we're going to make 2 electrical doodads. Which should then mean I can make an alchemy engine. Oh, I need more boards. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. Oh, it's a full moon, so I don't even need to worry about that. Okay. Perfect. Full moon, we can carry on. It doesn't go completely dark. So from my perspective, we can just keep on doing what we're doing. Let us plant some of these here pine cones to give us some more tree material. 2 more. Just plant those. There we go. And let's just cut down a couple. More of these just so that I can get some more logs. I probably didn't need to eat all those rabbits, you know. I just realised. Never mind. Okay, so there we are. We're into daylight now. So let's get back up here, and we should now be able to make our. Then we need to make the boards first, don't we? Let's make some boards. And now we can make our alchemy engine. Okay, so, and I can put that here somewhere, wherever it'll let me put it. Okay, let's put it. I'd like to try and put it next to the. Let's put it there. There we are. That's just. It's going to annoy me a bit that it's right there, but never mind. Okay, so now with the alchemy engine, we can make in structures a stone wall. So I now have 6 pieces of stone wall, and I'm going to build a stone wall around this section of my base, and that's going to give me a little bit of protection from hounds. I keep calling them wolves, and that's because long dark, obviously, but it will give me some protection from the nasty creatures. And the only slight snag, of course, is that because of the coastline, I can't get this right up where I want it to be. So there is a gap. So that gap is going to be my way in and out, I think. Now, it's a little bit fiddly, but we'll get there. I'm slowly, after a little bit of practice, getting the hang of this, because I've started doing this in my offline playthrough, or my non-recorded playthrough. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Okay, so we start to build a wall. That's my way in and out. And you can see it's just a very small section. We might well be able to do something about that. I might actually make a little corridor, because that will make things even trickier. And we're obviously going to have the same issue over this side, so we're going to have to see what we can do to block it off. But the idea is we're just going to protect this area of our base by just building some walls. So let us actually, before we go anywhere, drying racks. We need to make some drying racks. And the reason we need to make drying racks is so we can make jerky, which is the better way of getting us through the winter. The problem is, I can't remember what I need. Oh, I need charcoal, of course. Twigs, charcoal, and some rope. So, we need twigs and rope. That's easy to come by. It's the charcoal that's a little bit trickier. We can go and gather together grass. Gather together the saplings. I'm probably less worried about digging up grass tufts. I probably should, really. I might even sort of replant them on the edge of this this area here, to be fair. But yes, I'm going to do that. Just plant them all down here. Just trying to think. We've got more boulders. We need some of that. Not the grass, the boulder. Thank you. Raw materials. That's what we need loads of at the minute. I need to move my traps down here. These rabbits are a lot closer. So the next time we deploy them, I need to make another pickaxe. Okay. Another boulder. It's amazing how much material you get through. What I might do is make hay walls around some of the other things. That's a little bit more sustainable. A carrot here. Some berries up here. Some more twigs. I need to try and remember to dig these bushes up. I keep forgetting to do it. Dig up the berry bush. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, right. Did we hear that? Yes, we did. Signal of a hound attack. And I have discovered the most appropriate way to get rid of a hound attack is to use your beefalo. Is what I have discovered. Particularly at this stage in the game. So I'm going to come up here. And I'm going to hover around my beefalo herd. I'm really hoping these hounds turn up very quickly. Because it is about to go dark. Can I make a torch? Let's make a torch. So I'm going to make a couple of them. So I have torches. I'm going to have them on standby to equip. Gathering manure while I'm here. You get 3 did you hear that? So again, if you are familiar with the game, you're going to be sort of screaming silly things at me because I don't really know what I'm doing. But if you're not familiar with it, the hounds will attack periodically throughout the game, and the number of hounds in each attack increases each time they attack. And you have a little bit of early warning because your character will say, "Did you hear that?" or something along those lines, which signifies that they are about to attack. You can hear growling as well. And the best way to deal with them is to let the beefalo do it for you, is what I have learned. Okay, so that's our last one, so they're going to be here any second now. Here they are. So all we need to do now is try and avoid him, or her, and let the beefalo deal with them. Obviously, the beefalo will latch on one by one, and the hound will latch onto the beefalo one by one. At the moment, the hound is still attached to me. I just need the hound to bite a beefalo, because once that happens, the beefalo will latch onto the hound. Come on. Are we gonna... Okay, I think it's probably because they're a bit too close together. Okay. Come on. Come on. It's usually worked by now. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the beefalo have dealt with them for me. So that's a hound attack dealt with. So that's something that I learnt very recently. So this playthrough would have come to a far more abrupt end if I had not learnt that. Let's use some manure as fuel just for the moment because I haven't got many logs. Oh, it's another full moon. Oh, well, that's just annoying. Okay, so the grass, what we planted, has grown, so that's all good. I've got one there that I think I need to fertilise. Yes, let's do that. In fact, I didn't know. Only one of them needs fertilisers. That's all good. Let's build this stone wall again then. So let's just build up the stone wall. Oh, I don't have enough. Oh, I need to do the cut stone first, of course, don't I? Okay, so I already managed to build a few segments. Build the wall. No, don't repair the wall. Build the wall. Come on. Drop yourself in the right place, please. There we go. Finally. So you get the general idea. The idea is this wall will keep the hounds away and just help to protect us a little bit from the hounds. And then straight outside it, I'm growing grass, which I think I'm going to relocate. And I'm probably going to build a little bit of a hay wall here to make an area for growing my saplings, and then another one for growing other things. So I'm probably going to build myself a little kind of almost farm coming down here, and maybe leave this a little bit open so that I can get between them, and just put some traps in there just to help protect it. So that's my kind of strategy. We'll see how it pans out the end game. Okay, so I need to sort my food out because I've kind of slipped a little bit on that one. So let's just cook up these berries. That carrot. And we shall eat. I'll fill on that one, and then let's go up and see how we're doing with these rabbits and these traps. Oh, in fact, there's a few things that I can drop in here if I have the space. We need to store saplings. Yes, I can store the saplings. Thank you. And some nitro and some. We can put the gold back in there as well. So that just gives us a little bit more carrying space. Let's make our way back over this way. You can also use walls apparently to contain beefalo just to stop them wandering off, because they do have a habit of doing that. It can just be a bit awkward if you're relying on them to assist you with hound attacks and they've wandered off. Oops, missed a trap down here. So I'm going to pick up the trap and I'm going to pick up the rabbit. And then I'm going to take the traps down to those other rabbit holes that are a bit nearer to the base. Hopefully I've got enough to carry it all. I've caught rabbits in every single trap. Oh, I'm not going to have enough space, okay? I'm going to have to murder my rabbits now. Okay, so let's move our traps then. I'm going to put the traps a bit closer to the base, so we can start to establish a little bit more of a base. So that's what we're doing. So short and to the point, this one. I have learnt an awful lot in my non-recorded playthrough, so hopefully this one will last a little bit longer than I kind of expected it to. I thought I'd die pretty quickly and we'd have a kind of a succession of very quick sort of plays, if you like, and it would get better with time. But I've kind of learnt quite a lot offline, so hopefully we can keep this one going a little bit better. Let's put some traps over all these rabbit holes. These are the ones that are all much, much closer to where we are. And I just need one last one. That one will do. Put trap. There we go. Okay, cool. So, they're all set. There's actually some more over here, so that's even better. Okay, I need some more logs. So I'm going to carry on with this. But as always, thank you so much for joining me for some more Don't Starve. We're going to keep going with this. We're going to try and establish a much longer... My axe broke. Do I still have a spare axe? No, I don't. I'll make another one. Yeah, so I'm going to try and keep this one going for as long as I possibly can. Learn as I go along. And I really would love to learn from other players as well. So if I'm doing things that are obviously stupid, or if you have any tips and advice, please do drop them into the comments below. I'm really keen to hear from anybody. We are going to be doing some Don't Starve together as well. That still needs to be worked out, how we're going to do that, and a few other bits and bobs. But as always, thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Check out the other playlists as well. And join me for some Long Dark as well, which is my other survival game that I've got on the go, that you can see the playlist for. And I shall see you again for some more Don't Starve very, very soon.